Newcastle United fans are preparing themselves for a season-defining week as the Magpies take on Burnley in the Premier League before travelling to West Brom in the FA Cup. A lack of goals has been the main concern for Steve Bruce's side all season, and after back-to-back league defeats against Arsenal and Crystal Palace, Bruce will be hoping his side can pick up their first league win of the month on Saturday.
So Burnley come to town. Not going to be an easy game considering their form. Any other day of the week or any time of the year you would think, yeah, Newcastle versus Burnley got a really good chance of this, but considering Newcastle's form, we haven't scored no goals in the last 3 league games. That's concerning for me. Against a side that's going to be physical, this isn't going to be pretty. It wouldn't surprise me this is last on all the highlights programmes. Hi everyone, welcome. What a view that is, Johnny, yeah?
It's all about the views, eh?
I'll do well. Robert like that one. Thank you very much to the Sandman, who we've been having back and forth email and as well. So thank you very much for this view. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's absolutely
incredible.
It's rooftop, and obviously we can't wait to see what it's like against West Ham on Good Friday with the night lights as well. So yeah, thank you very much to them.
Yeah, thank you very much. So this is the last word. Well, we'll have a chat about the lineup, and considering there's a bit of speculation that Bruce was going to change it, we'll talk about that, of course. We'll hear from Brucey himself, and of course we'll chat about the game and briefly touch upon West Brom, because obviously that's literally just a few days away. So just me and Johnny in this one. Kyle is too scared to come on the roof, aren't you, Kyle? He's a bit scared of the wind. He shit himself, he says in the background there. But let's talk about the lineup, Johnny. There was a lot of speculation when we've seen it come out. We were all trying to figure out what to go with here. We knew it wasn't the wing backs, we knew that straight away, but apart from saint-maximin, you've got to be fairly pleased with that.
I like the formation. I like the formation. The personnel, I'd maybe like to see Florian Lejeune instead of Federico Fernandez, especially with the fact that his contract runs out at the end of the season. But I wasn't massively disappointed with that. Going forwards, is Joe Linton our best left winger? No. So saint-maximin has to go in that team, even if I don't think he's performing at his very best, but he is better than Joe Linton in that position. So ultimately I was quite happy, and I think Isha would have been absolutely buzzing the fact what Dwight Gale was done. She was jumping on the bandwagon early on about getting Dwight Gale back in this team and starting, and I think she's justified with his performance today.
Well, instead of just talking about players later on, we'll talk about them now, because it's a big talking point in that formation change. What did you think of Joe Linton on that left?
I thought he was,
because we've seen signs of Palace.
Yeah, he's fine, but he's not excellent, and he's not going to get you a goal at the minute. And at the minute, saint-maximin gives you a tiny bit more chance at the minute, and I'd have preferred to see him start, but I can understand maybe bringing him on. I would have brought him on maybe at 60, 65 and given a bit more time. The fact he was only given 12, 15 minutes, something like that, I don't think that was anywhere near what he should have been given, especially against Phil Bardsley. No disrespect to Phil Bardsley, but it's one of those things. But yeah, I thought Joe Linton, me and Paul were touching on the score and the players. You want to see a bit more. I'd personally drop him now. I think it's got to the stage now where, look, I don't.
4 league games.
Yeah, it's 4 league games without a goal. Take away the price tag or whatever. If he's not delivering goals, he's not delivering anything attacking threat wise. ASM has to start against West Brom if Newcastle want to win against West Brom. If we're just judging it on them 2 players, but yeah, we need to see more from him.
I think saint-maximin will start. I think that's probably granted on Tuesday. Dwight Gale, you've touched upon him as well. Very, very bright. I thought if I had one word to describe him, I'd probably describe that as fresh. Very fresh. There was a lot of movement. Something that we haven't really had, because you touched upon Joe Linton. Very static, likes to hold the ball up, get his foot in as well. And now Paul's fingers, if the camera shakes, that's because of Paul's coldness. But I thought it was a bit more movement, a bit more bright. Yes, we didn't score, but it was better up top.
It was much better up top. And I know I say it's much better up top, but is it though when you go 0-0 at home? Look,
but if that happens again in the next match, and then the next match, we're going to score more than the previous system.
We had chances. We did have chances. Gale just needed a few more chances at his feet. Again, there was one just before half time where it just straight at Pope, but he looked more of a threat. When he had the ball towards the box, I thought, I feel a bit more right, we may score. Where if Joe Linton was, you see in the first half where we're asking for a foul, but he just never got the shot away. He was just kind of in a bit of a tangle. But what he does off your Dwight Gale, he can win your fouls and he can make defenders' lives very tough, and I thought he did that this afternoon. He was just missing a goal, and again, hopefully if he has more performances like that, and as you've said, Newcastle should get more chances to win games and hopefully get goals, and that's what we desperately need.
We've seen Richie again back on the right as here comes the wind. Hey, hang on, Paul. Hang on. So Richie was on the right, but great to see Isaac Hayden back. Great to see John Joe Shelvey. We talked about it on the radio show last week. Who's the two midfielders? I said it was Hayden and Shelvey. Yes, they weren't outstanding today, but we've seen a little bit of signs from Shelvey pinging it with the outside of the boot to try and get through Gale. Hayden was quiet, but to be honest, Burnley was shocking going forward. They really were more on the match at the moment. But is that the way forward for going to the rest of the season if Shelvey can stay fit?
They've got to start the next game. If Bruce is picking his best team, his strongest team. Bloody hell.
Well, hang on, a dear life, I'll hang up my hat.
Just hold on a second. Hayden and
Are you alright?
I was like, eh?
One for the cuts.
Kind of got a spare seat. Hayden and Shelby, go back on it. Hayden and Shelby have got to start the next game, the next league game, if fit. Much better than Bentaleb, much better than Sean Longstaff at the minute on form. And it's died down now, it's lovely, isn't it? But yeah, I thought Shelby, he just, again, going forward, he gives you a little bit more than Longstaff and Bentaleb. But we've seen Hayden and Shelby play for a couple of years and we know what we're expecting from them. Lee, we know that's the sort of performances they're going to give you. I don't think it's them two that we need to worry about, really. I think it's, again, your forward three or forward four as it was today.
It was nice to see four at the back, Danny Rose left, Manquillo out the blue, and Fernandez. I disagree with you on Fernandez. I think Fernandez deserves to start for me. I think he, alongside Lascelles, I think...
But it's the same with Matty Longstaff.
He wasn't even on the bench, did he?
I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that, in a sense, though. But
you're going to get him bang on about the NE29.
No. What's Matty?
He will.
Okay, but what's Matty done wrong?
Well, I'm agree with it,
Yeah. It's for me, today I looked at it and gone, well, let's see how it goes today. I think Matty deserved a substitute bench appearance more than Bentaleb from looking at last week's performance. However, look, I'm nitpicking between Fernandez and Lejeune and Cher at the minute. I'm not massively
I love
bothered.
Fabian Cher, but I don't think he deserves a place to start.
Maybe not, and I think when we look at who you're up against as well, normally it would be Ashley Barnes as well. Probably Fernandez is probably the best out of the three. But if we're looking at in the future, Lejeune for me has to be with Lascelles, and I think they're the best two if you're playing four at the back. But nitpicking at best, if I'm being brutally honest.
I think there's some positives in that lineup, but we're not scoring goals. Before we talk about the game, let's do this the other way around.
Okay.
Let's hear from Steve Bruce.
Burnley have been on a very good run. They're difficult to play against, as everybody knows and everybody talks about. And there's more. That's the beauty of the Premier League. They cause a different kind of threat. But considering we've changed a formation and changed the system and made a few changes, I have to say I was very, very pleased with a lot of aspects of it. Of course, we haven't managed to score a goal, but we've looked at and we've created more and had more attempts and more possession. So it bears food for thought.
That was Brucey, obviously disappointed, all of that he always says, and he says the same thing every week, and I've seen a lot of comments on the Facebook page as well, is that Bruce just repeats himself week in, week out. The game itself, the first half, Richie for me is the standout one where he's free at the back post. He's got to hit the target and he puts it wide with the header.
Yeah, you've got to get at least on target, make the keeper work just wide, but he's at least in that position. That cross would have gone out for a throw in the last few games. However, we did have chances.
That flurry, it was about 3-4 minutes before half time. We had about 3 of them.
Yeah. We had obviously Richie hits the post from a deflection. We weren't really testing Pope though, really, were we?
I would probably say we're the better side, and when you don't score, when you're on top, it'll come back home, and we only got 1 point out instead of 3.
If anybody was going to score before midnight, Newcastle might have just scored before midnight between us and Burnley a day, and midnight's being generous. Midnight's being generous, to say the least.
So we had them flurry of chances, and you're thinking, right, I was said in the group chat that we've got just up the tempo, and we would, and I don't really feel that the tempo got any better in that second half. There was a few chances in that second half. It's just ambulances, kind of left, right, and centre. The 2-on-1
at the end.
Richie's pile driver that just went wide. Miggy hasn't got a right foot when he's bursting through against Pope. He tries to use his left. Half chances, little long ranges, but Burnley just didn't offer. We complained that Newcastle are going forward. Burnley were woeful, shocking to watch.
Yeah, they are, but they're 6 points ahead of us, Lee, and they're going to be playing in the Premier League next season.
I think we will.
I think we'll just about will. think we're just about Will, but that Sean Dyche would have been absolutely buzzing with that. 0-0 at home.
Well,
0-0 away.
Hendricks in the corner towards the end of the game, trying to play for a point.
But yes, but that's what they need, Lee. If that was the other way round, we went to Burnley in December, we'd have been happy with a point.
But I think we're happy with a point any game now.
We are. But so would you have been happy with a point today at home at Burnley?
I'll be comfortable with a content probably. I wouldn't say I'm happy. Content.
It stops the rot, but I'm not happy.
Yeah, I'm not happy because we've then got West Brom, which we'll touch upon now. There'll be a preview after the radio show tomorrow morning, West Brom, but it's a quick turnaround. You're talking 2-3 days. There's loads of us down there. Paul's down there, Kyle's down there, I'm down there, Johnny's down there, Sam's there, Fordy's even there. I'm sure he'll have something to say because he's Mr. Grumpy at the minute. It's a quick turnaround, but do you expect Bruce to stay with the formation? Alan Saint-Maximin's going to come in. Do you expect many changes?
I just think that might be the only change. You might give one of the defenders a rest, might give Lascelles a rest, but if he's playing his strongest team, I'm expecting the same 11, but ASM for Joe Linton.
Dubravka goal again.
Oh yeah, you have to play Dubravka. You have to play Dubravka for me if you want to try and get through this game. I don't think Darlow's done much wrong, but Dubravka's our best goalkeeper, and we haven't been in a fifth round game.
It's going to be unknown territory going down to the Birmingham area.
Yeah, but the thing is though, Lee, I think this is Newcastle's biggest game of the season.
Lift the mood if we got through.
It would lift the mood, and I think it would take more pressure off Steve Bruce. It really would. I think today, if you offered him a win between Burnley and West Brom, I think he would have given you West Brom today. I really do, because if you take a point today and say you get something at Southampton next week, you're still 2 games ahead of the likes of your West Ham, your Watfords, your Aston Villas and your Bournemouths. So I think if you get the West Brom win, you go, look, I'm in a quarter-final of an FA Cup, a couple of wins away from safety. On that side of it, without looking at the football side of it, it looks like a good job. We just need to see better performances on the pitch. But if we can make a statement against West Brom going, we've won 2 or 3-0, comfortable performance, and we're through at the quarter-finals, going into the Southampton game, it should lift spirits, because Southampton, again, is a game we can get points from.
Yeah, we'll be at Southampton as well. We'll wrap up. Just coming up, obviously we've got the radio show tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. It's just after 6 p.m.
Special guests.
Special guests as well. There's a few special guests coming up in this channel, in quite succession actually. Of obviously the big preview, well, a smaller preview. Facebook, go overhead there, all the lads are updating that. Twitter, me and Sam are on that. And the articles, we've been hammering the articles the past week on NewcastleFansTV.com. There's some of that we are pushing as well. Once again, big thank you to the Sandman.
Yep.
Look at the colour of his fingers.
Actually, it's near that purple kit that we had a few years ago. We got relegated.
Yeah.
It actually matches Paul's hands.
We'll spin it around. We'll actually give us the camera. Give us the camera. Look at these fingers. And that's it from us. The things we do for you.
Soaring high for Newcastle Fans TV.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Ta-da. Bye-bye.